are three domains of power. They're spiritual domains, and they're real. They're spiritually. They're like spiritual entities. They're like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So you could think of the Trinity as the three domains of power. Literally, actually, they are. And so, but there's more ways than to express what the three domains are and how they're used by humans. Like if you're using the Trinity, you've got the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Then you're using all three domains as one domain in the third place. That's why it's different. So understand that it's complex. This is very scientifically technical. So understand that if you use three domains, you could use them as all individuals, like three friends that are hanging out together, having lunch. Well, they've all got their own opinions. So if you had three friends having coffee, sitting down and having coffee, and they were talking and just hanging out, well, that's like the Trinity. They're three individuals with all of their own opinions, and they're all using their own spirits, but they're all together as a team, as friends, working together. That's Trinity. But understand that there's other ways to use the three domains. Another way to do it is you could use the first two domains and the third, which means the first two domains can be placed into the third domain, and it becomes a first place domain, which is the first domain in the third, and it's a first, not a third. So if you place the two friends, if you place those three friends and make them one person, then you can achieve what's called a third domain of power as a first. So because in a spiritual sense, the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit are entities. They don't have bodies. So you can actually mix them all together like soup. And if you put them all together like soup, and it actually works, well, understand that if you put them together like soup, it usually doesn't work, but it's worse than that. It usually causes conflict. So to try to achieve power, of the most power of all, you only need the first domain. You don't need the second or the third. But the second domain is weak and ultimately only thought to be as strong or stronger than the first. That's why it's disappointing, because the second domain is literally going to be discovered to be like a woman that says she's her husband's helper slave rather than his equal. You know, it's ultimately a disappointment to think like I'm a wife to my husband and he wants me to make dinner. When my second domain says, why doesn't he make me dinner? And he says, because I'm the first domain and you're making me dinner. Ultimately, the power of the first domain in a spiritual sense is a commanding spiritual entity that says, you serve me. And ultimately, the second domain can't do anything about it. It's ultimately frustration. The wife will be a little upset, like my husband, I'm his slave, you know, like, yeah, as long as he treats me right and gives me money or whatever, you know, I mean, she could be his helper and just be okay with it if she loves him. But that's the whole point, is we're discussing here the second domain and some of the disappointments of it. It is certainly powerful enough to say that if it uses the first domain and doesn't separate from it, then now let's say the second domain, remember we were talking about how the second domain will be the sound, and so isn't the firecracker? Well, the second domain will try to be as powerful as the firecracker and even think they are the firecracker itself. But the second domain will want to do it without the firecracker. So what really gives the first domain power? Being a singularity and keeping solo. What is really a danger to the first domain? What really it could be a potential problem for Adam if he loses his spiritual power completely, and Adam completely says, oh my God, man, I'm just done for. Oh man, I lost everything. Well, if that happens to Adam, if he loses his name, he's done for. He'll be a crying little boy wanting his mommy. Understand that a man needs to have the first domain in order to keep his courage and have his spirit. He'll have to have the first domain. He can't let go of it. He can't if he loses it, and it's the end, man. It's a man that doesn't have confidence. It's a man that has fears, and he struggles with his fears. He doesn't know how to deal with life, or he tries so hard, and it's so hard. You see, so a man does not want to. I give advice to a man, say that if you're a man, you don't have to be having the first domain. But if you don't learn how to use the third domain properly, or even the Trinity right, well then I'm going to say that the first domain is a problematic, aggressive, warlike freaking problem. but it's also your very soul relief. Meaning a strong soldier on the battlefield is in command spiritually, utterly, and totally, and that's why he's unafraid and he charges the enemy. And when they're killing each other, they're all like that. Meaning the soldiers are not afraid when they fight. Ultimately, when they charge each other, they're mean soldiers that are professional, and they all think they're going to win, or they're all not afraid to lose because they don't have time to worry about anything. And so they use the first domain on the battlefield. So what's happening when a soldier keeps his cool and it could remain in the fight? Well, if he can keep his cool and remain in the fight, then he's ultimately able to keep the first domain at all times, not lose it. And that's what is enabling him to keep the courage and not lose it. So it'll be like crucial that on the battlefield, no one is doing anything but trying to use the first domain, and that's it. So the soldiers will do it not because there's any reason that they have to even survive the battle. You better not cower and freeze up. You better be able to keep fighting, and you better be quicker than the guy in front of you who's going to try to kill you too. So the reality is the first domain will enable you to kill him before he kills you. Whoever's got the first domain the strongest will be the fastest and the quickest, and also the one who doesn't hesitate. That's literally how it works. It's the commanding soldier that just seems to be the badass is the one who actually has a complete grasp on that domain. And now, so understand that the soldier it's gonna save his life to have that first domain if he can keep it. And so he'll say it'll save his life and keep his life. If he keeps it, he'll do it to the death to keep it. It also might be why he gets killed, because understand that what the soldier does with that first domain is keep it to save his life. And what he does also to keep it to save his life is now become a spiritual entity that's completely in charge. And now he has to go into battle. And of course, if he doesn't die from a bullet that kills him, or a knife wound, or a bayonet in his neck, well, then he won't lose that. He won't lose it no matter what. But unfortunately, because he's going to keep it, he'll charge and he won't run. So he will engage in the battle now. Since he has it, it'll be easy, but he'll probably be dead. So the first domain is as likely to kill you as it is to save you. Now it won't hesitate. Now the second domain is going to think it needs to achieve a singularity. And so it'll know any of this. The second domain says, I don't even know any of this, man, but I'm trying to do the right thing and be strong, right? Right. So what are you trying to do? I'm trying to be strong like my husband, or if I'm a man, and I'm on the second domain, well, I'm trying to use the first. I'm trying to get a hold of it. Maybe I got the second. How could a man have the second domain? Well, like I said, most men won't use the second domain because the second domain is a woman's domain. It came from Eve. Eve had it. She created it. When it came from Adam's rib, the second domain, it came into existence. It's hers. So how come men could be in the second domain? Can men do it? Yeah, many men are in the second domain. You'd be surprised how many men are in the second domain. Now, a man in the second domain is going to feel like he could be as strong as any man in the first domain, which just makes him confident enough to think that he can do it. So a man will take the second domain thinking it's plenty good enough, right? Well, no, it's not good enough at all. In fact, it's not even your domain. It's your wife's or your sister's domain, truly. But you could certainly use it. And if you are, no one's going to call you a coward or weak, but they might look at you funny and say, like, are you sure you can handle this battle? Well, I'm sure. Yeah. When you go to battle in the second domain, what happens is you'll go out there to engage in the warfare. And if you're in the second domain and you don't have the first, well, you'll hesitate and fear will overcome you and you'll freeze up and you go, ah! That's called the second domain. You're in the second domain, man? What are you doing? You're on the field of battle in the second domain, you dumbass. Well, that's truly what, if the soldier knew and was aware, he'd tell his soldiers, I want you all in the first domain right now, and I don't want to see anybody in the second domain. You understand me? Ultimately, that's old-time Spartan law. The Spartans would have taught you, the Trojans would have taught their soldiers the skill and the knowledge based of how to keep your courage in battle. And it would simply be not that hard to understand that you're using a band of spiritual entity that's powerful, and it's from the man, from you, from God, from Adam it's the image of God. You're not using your wife's power, and you're not going to be your sister or your wife. And if you're a man and I start slapping you around a little bit, if I'm a Spartan general, if I start slapping you around a little bit and being mean to you and saying, boy, what's wrong with you? You're not your wife, are you? Oh no, my wife's not me either. Well, then why are you just being your wife, coming over here wanting to train for battle, being your wife? Well, I'm not my wife. Yes, you are. Would your wife make your breakfast this morning? No, I made her breakfast. Oh, that makes sense. Surely, yeah. I could have said I knew that. What are you talking about, man? I'm not my wife. No, you just came here, boy. Your wife's in charge. You better go back home and slap her around a little bit, kick her or something, and say she better give you back your domain because she's got it probably got yours, and if she don't, neither one of you got yours. Where is your domain, boy? I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about. Well, yeah, you do. I'm going to teach you about. I want you to be a man, but it's more than being a man. I want you to take a man's domain in a spiritual sense. I want you to take the masculine spirit. I want you to have it. You got it? Take it right now. I've got it. You want to get it from me? Take it right now. You mean I could take it right now? Yeah, you can take it right now. Get rid of that wife of yours in your head and be a man. Take a spirit that comes from me. Try to emulate what I got, whatever spirit I got. Okay, I'm trying it. Well, you better actually get it and receive it, because you can sit there and try it and think you got it even. But when you get in battle, you'll pee your pants when when the shit hits the fan. You won't be able to handle it. You can't handle the truth. And soldiers don't fight in the second. Soldiers don't fight in the second domain. Well, wait a minute. They don't? Well, yeah, they can, and they'll do it as a withdrawing and controlled withdrawing army, which means that when you have armies that are basically going to run away if they can, well, they're in the second domain, and they're not cowards either. They're saying, you know what? We don't even want to fight this war. We're in the second domain. This war is not even our war. We're in the second domain. Okay, are you aware you're in the second domain? That's why you're saying that? If we are, then we're actually knowing why we're not cowards, and we're not going to, but we will run away from you. We'll run away from you because this is your battle and you're the one trying to kill us, and we'll kill you too, but we don't want to, we're not happy to be fighting. We're going to try to get out of battle and run if we can. And if we can avoid you, we'll hide. We're not cowards. Okay, great. So you're going to be like my wife, and she'll just say, I don't even want to engage in war, and you're all silly. Well, she's right. Okay, great. So second domain can be used by men, even taken by men, and they're not cowards. But the reality is that the second domain is going to be disappointment. Now, if you put the first domain into the second domain, then it's like the first one gets into the second position with the second one, and now you have two ones together. And in the second domain, if the second one accepts the first one by saying, I need you. If Eve says to Adam, I need you, Adam, I need you with me. Okay, Eve, I'm with you. Come on. Then take me and accept me and love me. Okay, Adam, I need you for strength. I need you to be here with me, Adam. Okay, Eve, I'm with you. You got me? Yeah. Okay. Now, if she really accepts him and they mean what they're saying, then Adam will move into the second position, into her. That's usually how the spirit of God that's in Adam will possess Eve. So she'll accept Adam's spirit, which means Eve will take the spirit of her husband and be possessed by it. She'll become him. Honey, I accept you. Take me. Take me. I'm yours. Okay, honey, but it's really going to be you taking me. You know that, right? No, I didn't know that. You mean I should be saying take you? I'll take you? Yeah, honey, if you really want to know, well, the Spartan army wouldn't teach they wouldn't say that a woman could say take me. If a Spartan woman or a Trojan woman said to her husband, take me, I'm all yours, they'd say, no, honey, I'm not taking you. You're taking me, and I'll be all yours, actually. That's how you'll be strong. You'll have me, honey. I'm not going to have you. So understand that if a woman says to her husband, take me, she's really fooling his ass, or they're a culture or they're accustomed to that women are the dominant in society, because maybe they're not warlike. Understand that if you're not a warlike society, the women could be the dominating factor using the second domain, also pressuring the men to use the second domain, which means in a society that's supposedly advanced and not warlike, the women will have a lot of power, also influence the men to let go of some of their power and relent.
Have a great day.
Yeah, you too, man. So the second domain, it can be used by the men. If they could also be pressured to take it by the women, who will pressure them to take it, and also want them to have it. So women will not want men to have the first domain if they're not a warlike society. And it's not so aggressively a bad thing. Ultimately, it's called sophistication. It's called advanced culture that has more feminine integrated into it. It's more of the second domain integrated into it. And how do you integrate the second domain or the feminine into a culture? You do it specifically by getting rid of the first domain as anywhere you can. So understand that to integrate the second domain into the first is impossible. You can't do it. So let's say that the women said we're equals and we want to integrate the second domain into the first, so that we are equals. They say you men don't need to be having a warlike attitude, and you men don't need to be so aggressive and strong, do you? I mean, why can't you be us too? Why can't you take our spirits? And ultimately the men can say, yeah, you're right. We're not fighting a war. We can do it. And ultimately it's not going to kill us. It'll make us weaker, and it'll empower you some over us. So we're going to lose power and position and authority if we actually let you women be our equals. But we're demanding it. We're kind of insisting upon it. We want to be your equals. And if you're going to enslave us, at least tell us we're your slaves instead of lie to us and say we're equals, and we're just going to be mad at you because we're going to know you're lying or something's wrong. Yeah, because we're going to feel upset if we're really not equal to you. Okay, right. We kind of know that too. Maybe we won't tell you, and we'll say, yeah, you must be upset, honey, and for no reason. Yeah, you won't know why you're upset. But you can't accept emotionally anything that you don't understand that's imposed on you. And a woman doesn't want the second domain imposed on her, and it is her domain, which means that she'll be upset when she's born. She'll have kind of a regret that, my God, this is a man's world and we don't even have any power. Well, they're going to kind of feel that, whether they know that or not. It's true. So the women will actually be convincing the men to let go of their power to integrate the second domain into the first. And the truth is, you can't integrate second into the first. It's impossible. You could actually integrate the first into the second, and it is possible. So let's look at that. Can you put the second one into the first position with the first one? No. Why? Because the first one is a singularity by itself, and so it has one throne. So understand that the first house in astrology has one seat. One seat means that the first is a singularity because there's only one throne room. There's only one seat to sit in. So imagine it like this. The first position, or the first domain, has a king's throne in it. It's a mighty throne. It's actually a chair. It's a mighty chair, and you sit in it. So if you enter into the first domain and sit down, there's one chair, one throne, and that's it. And when you sit down in it, you take up this position, and you can't fit two people into the first domain any more than you could put a two into one. So let's look at that. Does two go into one? No, it doesn't. It can't. Half of two can get into one, or two can push one out of place and get into it. So a second one could push the first one out of its place and then step into its position. That's possible. A second one could move into the first position, but the result would be the first one is removed from its position. If the second one succeeds in empowering itself by entering into the first domain, it'll do it and push out the first, thereby dispossessing it of its own power. So if a woman wants to integrate her own equalness into the relationship with her husband, what she's going to do is say like, well, she won't know. And this is all the sad. This is what makes life so sad and disappointing for all of us, is no one understands what they're doing. And ultimately, if women are equal to men, they have a right to if they're told they're equals, they have a right to be equals, having the same powers invested in them as men do, right? Well, yeah, that would be true if I'm a genuine man who's in support of women being equal. But women are not equal. And the fact is, women are not equal to men when it comes to the domain of power. So I'm saying that God created man, and he is superior to woman. In spirit, he's superior in strength, position, and authority, because the man owns what's called the first house, and or the singularity, because Adam was born as a man first, and Eve was born from Adam's rib, not from God, not from wherever Adam's power came from. Eve can't get it except from Adam, because that's where she came from. So understand that they don't teach a woman that she came from. They say the woman, Eve, came from Adam's rib. Adam came from, well, they don't tell you that. You have to understand, unfortunately, we're sorry, that we're trying to tell women they're equal. They're not. They'll never be equal to men. They're helpers. Women were created to be a man's helper, and also created from a man, which means women were created in the image of men, from men. And men were created in the image of God, not from women, or in the second position even. They're in the first position as created from God with his spirit first. And it's by itself, it's alone, which means it's got one position and one seat, and there's not room for two. You can't put two into one, it won't fit. And you can push it out, and then you'll piss it off, which means if a man allows a woman to be his equal, well, he has to do it in a very certain and precise way, and it has to be done very expeditiously carefully, or it can't be done at all because it won't work. A man cannot afford to lose his power entirely as a result if she gets any. Now, understand, if a woman gets any power, she's already saying, didn't you say I was an equal? Well, then understand, if a man's obligation is to tell her the truth, he could tell her, there is a way that you can be strong like me, yeah, and I won't lose the power, honey, if I know. But most men don't know, and our society certainly isn't teaching anyone truth. So understand, because we're not taught any truth, men are not doing such a bad thing when they say to women, I don't understand any of this domain stuff, woman, but I do know this. Whenever you seem to be strong and powerful, I seem to feel like I goddamn died. And so understand, I don't know what the truth is, honey, and I love you, but you know what? Every time you're happy, running or bouncing happy around the house, and you're just ecstatically in charge and loving it, I'm sitting there depressed and freaking wanting to die. Well, honey, I didn't do anything. I'm just saying, you're always upset whenever I'm in a good mood. You hate it. Well, I do hate it, honey, and I don't even know why, but I love you, but something's wrong. And it happens to be, honey, they don't teach us any education, spiritual. They don't teach us anything. We don't understand, honey. So honey, you try to get into my house and you want to sit on my lap, on my throne. It only fits me, and you can't sit on my lap. And if you want to sit on my throne, I have to get out. And if you sit on my throne, I won't be in it with you. Okay, great. So you're saying if I get any power that you have to give up all yours? Well, unfortunately, no. If I know how to tell you how to take it without me giving it up, I'd be educated. But I don't know anything, honey. All I know is that the only way that you ever tried to take it was pushing me out. And you didn't even know what you were doing either. You just knew that if you didn't push me out, you wouldn't never get it. So you thought it was fair to push me out. How else could you get it? And I thought, wait a minute. I didn't even know you were pushing me out. You didn't even know you were pushing me out. All you knew is it was fair to get your power if you receive it, and you wouldn't receive it unless I'm out. And I'd stay in and say, what are you trying to do? Push me out of my power? And you'd say, I don't know. No, none of us know this. I thought I had a right to be equal to you and have power too. Well, if we can do it together and you can get power, but then I have to know something. Well, do you know anything? Yeah, I do. I'm very aware. God told me. Okay, good. So there is a way I can be strong and not push you out? Yes, there is. Honey, you can't enter into the first domain, but because you'll actually push me out of it. I already in the first domain, and I'm going to stay in it forever, which means you'll never be in the first domain. Well, then how do I get the power of the first domain? That's the trick. It's not easy. If you don't know, it's impossible. Okay, tell me. Honey, I have to possess you and get into the second domain. And I have to get into the second domain and into your house because you have two thrones. You're a second one, and house two, it's your house. You have two thrones, one for you and one for me. Oh, I do. That's true. I do have two seats. Well, look, don't you see that? You have two seats. And go look in my house. You see my domain? How many seats are in it? Only one. That's true. You're right. Well, then you'd have to see those thrones to believe me, because understand, I'm telling you something abstract and intangible. She can't actually look at her house and see if it actually only has she'll say, well, what if I only have one seat too? And I'm gonna say, honey, you have two seats because you're the two. You're the second one, and you're only one as the second one, which means that you have two seats and you're only one. Second one, you're only taking up one seat in your house. You have an empty seat in your house, honey. It's my seat. If you let me in, I have to possess you. Oh, you mean I don't get into your house and push you out so I could sit in your one seat? Right, because I can't sit in it anymore if you do. That's how you try to get power, and then I'll tell you, back off, bitch. Go to hell. Okay, and you're telling me you have to get in my house and sit in the one. I see now. You have to possess me like the devil. Like the devil, darling. Because I have to get into your house, honey. I have to get my spirit into you. And then I'm going to be in your domain because I'm going to enter into it. Oh, and that's how I'll receive the first domain? Yes. When I enter into you and possess you, you'll have my spirit in you, and you'll have two places to hold my spirit in one spot, and you're in the second spot, and you're there too. So two can fit in the second. And because two is two, it's two ones. It has space for two ones. If you try to put three ones in house two, and where it only fits two ones, then it would be three, not two, which means it wouldn't be in house two. If you see two ones together and they are together and they are in the same house, well, it has to be house two they're in, because if three of them are there and they're all together and in there, it's house three. That's how you know. You'd say, how many ones can fit in this house? As many as that house is. If four fit in it, then it's house four, because each house fits as many as the value of the number it is. House five has 5 seats. House 6 can fit 6 people in it. And Virgo is the 6th house and is in a 6th seat. So the house of Virgo and the 6th house, Virgo's sitting in the 6th seat and has 5 empty seats. Virgo can let people possess Virgo's house. So Virgo say, come on in. You all come in, have a seat. I've got a chair for each of you. And I'm going to have my chair too. And my house is powerful. We'll all be here together. And we could all be together in the same house. And how are we strong with the first domain? Because the first domain gets into the second domain, and now they're together. Now the two ones that are in the two is not a second one by itself. It's a second one with the first one now, letting it in. And once it lets it in, and the first one said, I'm a devil, man. I could possess you, honey. You're gonna let me in? Yeah. And she says, okay, but you're not gonna hurt me or be mean? No, I'm gonna empower you. You're gonna have me. You're gonna have the first domain when you let it in. It's me. Okay, great. I'll trust you. I'll try it. Honey, don't worry. I won't push you out of your seat. You're already in the second seat. You see that first seat? That's mine, right next to you. Oh, that's strange. I always wonder why there was an empty seat in my house. It's because you're number 2, even though you're a second one by yourself. I'm the first one. I'm going to make you 2. When you have me, you'll be 2 ones. So now the devil is all happy. He's all happy. Well, wait. I thought you said Adam. Well, okay, fine. Whatever. Adam could possess her, but he's not a devil. I want you to know that the man spirit is going to be like a happy devil wanting to possess her ass, because he's going to say, honey, you're going to like it. I'm going to like it. When I get in, I'll be so satisfied. I possessed your ass and I won. And then she'll say, I know, but I let you win. Yeah, that's how you win. Honey, you win because you need the first domain to be powerful. The second domain is not powerful. You'll need to have me you'll need to be me to be you to be powerful, because you're using me actually. So I can't be powerful without you? No, without my spirit. If you don't take it, your spirit alone is weak. Okay, so I need to be possessed by the devil in order to be strong. Well, I mean, you could be possessed by Adam, who's not the devil, and yeah, same thing. Well, what do you mean it's the same thing? Is Adam the devil? No, Adam is not the devil, but the devil is possessive too and has a spirit. And the devil say, well, Adam does it. You let him in. Why don't you let me in? Well, the devil might not be nice to you when he gets in. He might say, I got in now. It's my house. Ha! Oh, no, Adam wouldn't say that. Adam would come in and be a guest. That's the difference between the devil and Adam. Is Adam would come possess your ass and say, oh, I'm your guest and you're my host, right? I hope so, because I'm not going to like being in possessing you. I'm going to get out. So, yeah, if the devil says, like, I'm not going to possess you unless you're nice to me, and you say, come on, please, possess me so I can be strong. And you could say, and he'd say, only if you're nice to me and you treat me like a guest and be my host. Well, the devil wouldn't say that. He would say, I'll get in and call it my house. As soon as I get in, I'm saying, now it's mine. Now you do what I tell you. Well, that's the devil. And that's why it's not good. But I understand that but if you're going to say that you're not letting Adam in now, Adam will come around and say, can I get in? And no one understands the thing. You'll say, no, Adam, we're not letting you in, because if we let the devil in, he'll try to say it's his house. But I'm not the devil. Treat me like a guest and honor me. I'll honor you. When I get in, you'll be strong and we'll be together. There'll be nothing wrong and there'll be no evil present. I know, but you have to explain this shit to me, Adam. You mean to say that you're like the devil doing the same thing? Yeah, except I'm not going to call it my house when I get in and then tell you, now you're screwed. I'm going to say, thank you for letting me in and I'm your guest. Please be a host and be nice to me and let's have lunch. And ultimately, Adam will be like a devil that's a real nice devil, like a good guy, a gentleman. And ultimately, then you don't call him the devil, you call him Adam. And it's the same thing, because the spirit that the devil has that possesses you with, he's just not nice with it. It's the same. It's like Adam when he's not nice. But Adam says that spirit, that devil has it. And yeah, it's my spirit, but I'm nice with. When I'm the devil, I'm a nice guy. So you'll say that I couldn't be the devil, and I'll say, well, I am in the sense that it's a masculine spirit. It's the same one, but when it gets into the devil, it's his. So he does what he wants with it. So he kind of makes it his own, But so when I have the devil, I make it my own, and I'm a nice devil. So you say I'm not a devil. Yeah, because I won't try to be mean to you. Once I possess you, I'm going to love you and care about you. And you'll say I'm about as far from a devil as could possibly be. And I'll say that's not really true, honey. I'm the devil himself. But since I'm so nice, you're saying I'm not him. Well, you have to see what my behavior to you, darling. Once I get in, if I'm acting like now honey, you do what I tell you. Make me some dinner. Now shut up or I'll slap you. Well, that's going to be what the devil might do. Now understand, the devil might not do that either. I want you to know that I'm not going to talk down about the devil, because he might be a gentleman and he might say, excuse me, that's only what I'm going to do to her if she tries to be a devil and overpower me. If I'm a devil and I get into that woman's house, if she tries to take me now and has me, and she's gonna act like a devil against me, I'll say, no, honey, I'm the devil. You just accepted. It's the power you just took. And now don't act like the devil and mean to me. I am the devil and you're not, which means that what the devil is going to tell you is actually, I'm not meaner at all. And I don't possess people and do anything bad to them. I possess them and I love them too. And I'm nice to them. The reality is I'm in charge and I'll be their guest. If she has to borrow my power to take it to have it, she can have it. If she lets me possess her, I'll help her by getting in and possessing her. I'll be doing her a favor. It's not anything else. So the devil will tell you it's a favor if I come possess you. Because if I get in, you have my power now. You'll be strong as a firecracker blown off. And you're not even strong at all because you're nothing but the sound that comes from it. It's like the difference between being a lightning strike bolt or being the thunder only after. Do you think the thunder is going to say I'm powerful? The lightning bolt will fricking blow something up. A lightning bolt will fricking dry a lake bed up. A lightning bolt will kill anybody instantly when it hits them, but the thunder can't kill it, can't harm a flea. The thunder people will be afraid of, and they'll think it's more powerful than lightning, and then thunder's harmless. As scary as it might be, the thunder has no power. The lightning has all the power, and it doesn't even make a sound. Okay, so what does that mean? The lightning bolt is the devil, and the thunder is his wife. And so she'll be making a lot of, I'm strong too, right? Well, no, you're weak. You're nothing but a sound that's harmless. It sounds pretty strong, but it comes from me. When my lightning bolt strikes, baby, it's all power. And when it doesn't even make a sound, it's not even you. Oh, great. So what am I? You are the result of what happens when I enter into the picture. But when I get in, baby, you're going to use me like a tool, like a hand wrench. I'm a screwdriver, I'm a hammer, and you'll need me to smack a nail. And without a hammer tool, you can't put a nail into wood, darling. You won't be able to make my coffin for me or bang the nail into it. You know, you don't have me, you can't use me. So the point here I'm making is the potential truth of if I'm right, you have to know that not only is the devil not so bad, but he's not even bad at all. He might be a gentleman, and he might feel really offended by the fact that I might describe him as he's the one who's mean or bad or wrong, because maybe Adam's the one who's the devil and doesn't even know it. And maybe Adam's not even the devil, but he acts like him. There's many men that will act as bad or worse than the devil, and they're not even, they're taking the devil and they don't even know it. They're just emulating the behavior of a selfish singularity that doesn't include her. Okay, so you're saying that it's not fair to be mad at the devil or even afraid of the devil. I'm saying, yeah, that's where I come in to share the information I'm sharing. It's utterly not fair to blame the devil for anything, except to say that when he comes around being that bad, he's probably going to tell you that woman took me and I let her because I was trying to help her be strong. She's not strong without me. She's weak. She needs me. I'll get in her and she'll have me. It's a favor. She should thank me. And when I get in and I'm nice to her, if she uses me and now she has me and she starts acting like me, the way that I'm not going to treat her mean, do you understand a woman that tries to borrow the power of the devil by taking him will have his spirit in her. If she lets that devil possess her and then gets in, she can be nice. And if he's nice, she's now powerful, almighty goddess. Okay, great. You're saying that she turns into a mighty goddess, an Amazon warrior woman with a will of iron and steel. What is the will of iron and steel she has? It's him. It's him that is her will of iron and steel. She's got the will of God in place in herself. She let him in. So he's nice to her because he's saying, good, I'm doing you a favor. Are you thankful? Are you smiling, saying thank you, devil, for coming in to my house, and all your strength is within my household is strong because of you. Well, yeah, it is. But now you got me. What are you going to do with me? I know what I'm doing with me. I'm going to choose to be nice to you and let you borrow my power if you appreciate me. Well, of course I'm going to appreciate you. Thank you. I feel stronger already. Okay, I'm waiting though. Because in a minute, if you start acting like me, because you are me, I'm going to say, don't start being mean like I can do. I'm not doing it. Don't you start it on me either. If the woman says, yeah, I'm kind of twisted. I just let you in and now you're too nice to me and I'm getting irritated, you freaking devil. I don't even want you in my house. I'd say, oh, you're going to act like me, huh? That's really how I feel. And I'm not going to let myself be that way. You see, the devil would be smart enough to say, honey, if you actually accept my spirit, it'll make you strong, but it might turn you into a twisted devil that I'm not being right now because I'm choosing not to be twisted. I'm choosing to do you a favor, but you better appreciate me. And that's why I do it. See, the devil says, as long as I'm sitting here saying, I don't mind helping her. I don't mind possessing her and helping her. And she's going to thank me, saying, thank you. I appreciate you. Your power is my power now. You're welcome. And you're right. My power is my power, not yours. And now it's in you. So yeah, I'm doing you a favor and you should thank me. Okay, I'm thankful. Don't forget it, man, because I wouldn't be doing nothing for you if you weren't thanking me and treat me like I'm a movie star or someone great. I want you to appreciate me. You know how strong I am? I'm like Superman. You're like Superman now because of me. Because I showed up and I agreed to be nice to you, you get to be Superman too. I know. So don't turn into a mean ass Superman. That's going to, yeah, if you do, I'll freaking leave or I'll stay in and beat you up and then abuse you and hurt you. And everyone will say that devil got in her again. And if she's mad, I'd say, well, no. If she's mad, she's just being him and it's her fault. If she's crying and she's not mad, you'll know that too. If she's not mad, she's just feeling abused and she's crying and well, then it's the devil's fault. So you could tell if the devil gets in a woman's house or a woman that possesses her, you could tell if when she gets all upset about it, the devil just possessed me. Well, if she's upset about it, well, if she's mad and aggressive at any time, it's her fault, not his. But if she's just victimized, well, then it's probably his fault. Then you could say, yeah, that devil's being bad and wrong, because you can clearly see if she takes the aggressive nature on, she'll be mad, saying, that devil got in me, man. I'm going to kill him. And it's like, well, but honey, you're being the devil now. I think he's going to get out of your house. Do you think the devil wants to be in your house when you don't even appreciate him? He's going to say, bitch, you're a witch. I just came to help you, and now you're going to freaking be all losing it because you don't even know how to be nice when you have me. Yeah, but get out, devil. I certainly don't want to stay here. I wouldn't stay here if you paid me. So wait a minute. I thought the behavior of the devil was to possess somebody by force and not get out. It's a tale and a lie. Because if the devil gets in you and won't get out, well, truly, he'd be trying to torture her and trying on purpose, which meant that he'd be trying to make her suffer on purpose, which means that if that happened, it's the devil actually saying, I hate your ass and I want you to suffer bad, bitch. So I'm not leaving. I'm staying in you to agitate the hell out of you, and that's making me happy. So, well, that's the devil when he's saying that woman's a witch and I want to destroy her. I'm not leaving nowhere. But then understand what I tell the devil. I'd say, wait a minute, but you're twisted now too, and you're mad also. Yeah, she did it. I could have came here and helped her, and she could take my strength. But see, if he was talking like that, I'd say, you're not the devil. You must be Satan. Oh, how'd you know? Because Satan would say, man, the devil would do that shit. If she don't want to appreciate me, I'm Satan. I'll freaking leave. I'll tell her, honey, I just came to possess you, do you a favor, and make you a Supergirl. But you're a bitch from hell and a witch. I'm leaving, and I'm going to be harassing you from somewhere else. I won't be harassing you from inside yourself because I can't stand your house or being in it. And I can't stand you. You make me sick, woman, you witch. And then Satan will leave. So he'll leave her and he'll say, that woman, she's a witch. We should burn her at the stake. But I'm not going to do that either. The devil would. So understand that the aggressive nature of the devil is a man who wants to hurt a woman and make her suffer. And Satan's not like that. Satan's actually a man who has the woman, and he'll have her and he doesn't have anything against her. But when she's attacking him with himself, let me say it again. When she's attacking him with himself, he's going to say, don't you take me, and then attack me with myself. I utterly won't accept it. I'll leave. Okay, so the second domain is going to need the first in order to be strong. And if it doesn't need to be strong, it doesn't need the first. So if you're not in a warlike country, or if women aren't behaving like warlike, like they need to be fighting aggressively or having arguments, well, if you're a sophisticated society, you don't need the devil to be in charge. Well, he's going to say he already is. But in a sophisticated society, the second domain will rule, and it'll be the woman's domain, and men will take it too, and men will be encouraged to take it, and they'll also be able to take it, and it'll be good. If in a society that's not lying to itself and holding information from each other, and it's not all unhappy and miserable and homeless people and people that are like getting cancer and diseases and dying early, and they didn't even get a chance to live their whole life, and it's a big kind of like life is kind of screwed in society when there's lots of disease, dying youngs, wars, aggressive fights. Husbands are always fighting their wives. There's no true love in marriage. It's a society that lies to itself and withholds information and it probably is a society that puts money above their God, or it is their God, and that society is doomed because whether it's fighting an actual war or not, Satan will always insist on being God. Then, well, yeah, in their society that's not even going to be able to do it right by teaching each other what's really true. Well, then I'm going to tell you there's no rules that apply to me, but you'll do everything I tell you, and I'll just by force do what I want. So when the first domain becomes an entity that literally says, I am not even friends with you, second domain, you're my enemy. That's when the devil and Satan are really in charge and doing things, because they're going to say that second domain may not rule. It may not rule, but it will be subjugated to our power and authority. That's like women being enslaved, beat up by their husbands, abused, domestic violence. That's all the devil and Satan insisting in men that women may not have the first domain under any circumstance. And women will still try to take it and still try to have it. And the whole point is that you need to know that we're in a kind of position like I'm describing in this country. Is that women are not going to be equals and allowed to be equal, but they will be allowed to be equal if they understand they're nothing more than helpers and inferior to men in spirit. If a woman wants to be strong, she has to actually take the man's spirit and be the man. So women who are strong are actually aggressively masculine because they actually have the masculinity. A strong woman with a strong will is possessed by masculinity as a feminine. You'll see masculinity coming all out of her. Like, she'll look like a man, move like a man. Her body language will be like moving like a man does. She'll stand up like a man, walk like a man, and sit down like a man. She'll sleep like a man, and everything she does. She'll take a bath like a man. Maybe she won't take a bath at all. Maybe she likes to take baths, but she'll hang her feet out the tub like a man. You understand? So understand that a woman has to be a man to have a strength. That's a piece of knowledge that is profound, and well, you could say it's sad as well. But the point here is that as sad as it is, it's the only power that is. Otherwise, you have to live in a society that's not going to be subjugating itself on itself or separated. You have to have the domains working together and in cooperation, or they'll be working in what looks like cooperation and not together. So understand that in a society that they're not working together in cooperation, they're still appearing to work together in cooperation. That's what makes it so sad and bad, is that in a society that the domains are not working together, they'll insist they are. And they'll insist they are, and nobody better say they're not. And anybody that says they're not, they'll say, don't you have any say here, buddy? You don't tell us that our domains don't work together. They certainly do. And the truth is, they're not. It's just the first domain saying to the second domain, keep your mouth shut, do what we tell you. We're not going to say we have to be in charge. We already are in charge, and we don't tell you that either. And you're pissing us off. You don't cooperate with us. What's wrong with you? Ultimately they'll attack you for even having a problem with it, or even raising a question about it. So that just makes it so that we're not even allowed to complain about what we're mad about, or we'll get in trouble or attacked. Yeah, that's them ready to do it. Don't you dare say we're not a great country. We're fucking awesome. Okay, well then I suppose I'll be pressured to say, damn, I'm not very happy though. Maybe I'm miserable. Well, that's fine. You be miserable, but then you take the first domain like me, and you could do what I'm doing. Oh, I don't want to be doing what you're doing. I'm not going to be aggressively pushing people out and forcing them and all that shit. Well, then fine. Then don't cry about it. If you're not going to join us, don't cry about it. You're still a part of this place. I don't care if you like it or not. You're the one that won't take us. It's your fault, and truly it is. So whose fault is it? It's my fault that I won't accept the first domain. It's my fault. I'm supposed to accept the first domain, be working with it. Well, then why would I do it? Because I didn't know. I was ignorant. I would fall into an ignorant pattern of behavior that would be utterly my fault. And I'd utterly be not wrong, but they would be wrong, but it wasn't their fault. Wait a minute, you mean they're wrong, but it's not their fault? Yeah. And I'm totally at fault, but not wrong at all. It's just that it's all my fault. I'm the one causing the problem. If I just freaking sat down and accepted the fact that I'm a freaking slave, I don't even have the first domain. It's not mine. I wouldn't even take it anyways. Even if they offered it to me, I'd spit on it. And I'm mad. I don't have no power too, and I'm blaming them because they took it and they're strong. And I won't take it because I hate it, and I hate them because they take it. I won't take it. You see, it's my fault. I'm an idiot. Okay, great. So then why? So you did it because you didn't know? Well, but if you know, why are you doing it? Well, I already did it. I already fell into the pattern of behavior. It's been years I've been in this utterly this disposition of chaos and sadness and suicide and craziness. I'm not happy about anything, and everyone makes me mad, and it's your fault that I'm so unhappy. It's ultimately feeling like that. So the truth behind it is truly I'm not wrong. Truly I'm not wrong, and truly you are wrong, and truly it's all my fault because I'm the one bitching and crying and moaning, and I'm not fixing it either because I don't even know how. I'm ignorant and just mad about my ignorance that has no solution. And if your part in it is, you have a solution. You've taken the power, and you're saying to me, man, if you just freaking took us and accepted us, you would have power too, and you wouldn't be so mad at us. I'd say, damn it, are you kidding me? Well, then why am I so absolutely hating you, refusing to take your power? Because I hate it too. Because you didn't even know what you were doing. You were an ignorant fool. You're mad at power itself and refusing to take it when you're mad at us. And we're thinking you're a fool because we know you're angry because you don't have no power, and it's us that's powerful. And we're trying to say, why don't you freaking accept us? And you'll be powerful too, and you'll have us, and we'll be strong, and you'll be strong, and you won't be crying about everything, and you won't be miserable anymore. It's your fault you're not having a solution. I'm saying, I know. Now I know. Okay, so what's wrong? Well, nothing should be wrong. I should be telling people about this. That truly, we're having a problem, which is really unfortunate for all of us. And it's not really going to be fixed if people aren't recognizing actually the details. If they don't know that the second domain has to have the first domain in order to have power, and they also don't know that the second domain will be mad at the first for having the power, and they can't have it, so they'll hate the power, and they'll actually hate the first domain. They'll hate the actual people that are the actual power, and they'll hate the power itself. And so they'll say, I need the power, you sons of bitches. You see, they're stuck in a corner that says that I'm going to be a miserable human being for what I don't know, and I'm ignorant about it. I'm going to be a miserable human being and blame you and hate life and hate myself and hate the world forever. For the rest of this freaking cursed life, I'm going to think it sucks, and it's your fault. I can't even help it. Okay, great. So then if you know, what are you going to do? I'm going to say I'm still mad, and I haven't changed a bit, except my knowledge is knowing now I'm all fucked up. Damn, am I screwed up. I have become messed up. And now I'm saying, wait a minute, but you know? Yeah, I know, but my feelings didn't change one bit because there's an entity that's still mad. It's a collective. It's a second domain collective, which includes thousands or tens of thousands of people. As a whole, it's all pissed off. I can't not make it mad. I'm in it. It's in me, man. I have to change the entire collective and tell it it's got to be happy now. We can't be bitching and groaning and crying, or I won't be able to stop doing it. And I can't stop doing it because the domain is more powerful than me. I'm only one in the second domain, and I can't force the second domain to take me. So they won't be strong, but I'm not taking me either. So why would they want to listen to me? See? Oh, wow. That sucks. So what am I going to do? I'm going to teach people the truth so that the world can heal. If it ever wants to at least have the information it needs. So what's the solution here? We've discussed the first domain and the second domain. Let's discuss the third domain. The third domain is an incorporation of the first domain successfully getting into the second domain and them two becoming one. And they have to become into an agreement and a cooperation. So it means that the third domain can't activate or come into existence until the first domain actually enters and possesses the second domain, and they become in a marriage. It can't just be a relationship. It has to be them being one together. And that's 1-2 instead of 2 1s. So if you want to understand how the second domain could be split and messed up, it's just 2 1s, man. It's not 1-2 once. 1-2 once is the number 2 one time. It's a single digit worth 2, and it's only 1 digit. It's both of them as 1 digit. The number 2 is itself once. Okay, that's a marriage of 2 1s. But if it's just 2 1s, it's not 1-2. It's not married, and therefore they're still separate. Now that means they're not working together as one. They're working together as 2 1s. And if they're not, then they're truly apt to a lot of problems because they won't have empathy or sympathy for each other. They won't be connected. They're actually working together, separated and apart. Actually, they're just in the same house. 2 people that are separate spiritually, living in the same domain house. It it's not a marriage. It's full of problems. They won't really be relating to each other on any subject anytime. I'm the man and I think like a man. I'm the woman and I think like a woman, not a man. Okay, then that's two ones. If we become 1, 2, it'll be husband and wife. I love you, honey. Are you okay? Yes, darling. Thanks for asking. Or how do you feel? I feel just wonderful. I can feel that you care about me a lot, deeply, and you'd do anything for me. I would, and I know that you would do anything for me. So I don't have any complaints. It's a nice day, isn't it, darling? It is a lovely day. And let's take a walk. I want to walk the dog. Okay, this is going to be fun. Let's go to the lake. Oh, I love this. Let's go to the west side, darling. Oh, west side it is. So then, yeah, everyone's happy. That's a husband and wife actually working together. They're not going to be against each other or apart. They're not apart. They're not against each other. They won't do it. A husband and wife that get along, they will always get along. They don't fight once in a while. I understand that you think that people fight once in a while for no reason. People fight once in a while for no reason. That doesn't exist, really. Not really. No, it could be circumstances that cause fights that are out of their control. Let me tell you something. If a husband and wife are married, they won't fight. Not ever. They'll always get along. And if they fight once in a while, well, that's just some coincidental kind of something to point out, like a paradox, because they won't. They'll either fight all the time or be in a disposition to fight all the time. Maybe they won't fight. Maybe they'll just be like, I don't like you, honey, but we live in the same house. Don't look at me funny. It'll be a husband that comes home and says, honey, don't even bother making me dinner and go sleep in the couch. You know, ultimately it's two people that are married, but they're not, but then maybe they don't fight. Maybe it's, darling, don't even talk to me. They won't fight, but they won't get along, and they're not getting along, and they're not fighting. Well, that's the same. Well, they are fighting if they're not getting along. That's what I'm saying. The third domain can activate and come into existence when the marriage occurs. And so there is no third domain until the first marriage between a man and a woman actually occurred, and it was a genuine, real marriage. Because if it wasn't real marriage and genuine, the third domain can't exist. Now, if the third domain comes into existence, the marriage did take place, and the 1, 2, called the prime 2 in mathematics, moves into house 3. And the 3 was the third one by itself. So when the prime 2, as a 1, 2, enters into house 3, it would be as a 2 and a 1. It could be a 1 first and then 2, or a 2 first and then 1. It doesn't really matter, except to say if it was a 2 first, it'd be more likely in the third house or third domain to get along. But it really doesn't matter because it can get along as 1 first. But sometimes as 1 first, the third domain will not want to be the 2 after. I'm already 1 and powerful and strong. I don't need to be a 2 now, do I? Yes, you do. You better make sure you're both a 2 and a 1, or you won't be a third domain. You'll be a first domain. And that's what we don't like. Okay, so wait a minute. But I am the first domain. In the third domain, I'm a first. In the third, as a first. That's because you're in a marriage. You can go ahead and get away with what we don't accept. We don't accept the first domain because it's not married to us. It's separate. The first domain can't say it's the husband and we're in a marriage. We're not married and you're not my husband. Ultimately, the women will look at the first domain and men as that you're not my husband. Don't tell me what to do. And we're not in a marriage. So don't think I'm going to love you. That's the mentality of a woman in a second domain looking at a man who has the first domain. So what's a woman looking at a man in the third domain look at him like? Well, first she'll look at him funny, like, I know you got that first domain. I don't know if I like that at all. But I also know that's a third domain I'm looking at. So wait a minute, you mean a woman could know this? And her feelings, she will. And often her feelings will be all screwed up and backwards, so she won't. And so she'll have no chance to even understand at all what is really going on. But it's worse than that. She'll actually have no clue what's going on. And she'll actually just be mad at him because he's in the third domain. Don't think just because you're in the third domain, you can come here with that first domain and then I'm going to accept it. That could happen too. She could literally dismiss him because he's actually doing it right. He's saying, darling, I'm coming in as a third, as a first, and I've got 2. I've got you with me, and I am me, and I am you, and I'm doing it right, huh? Well, if he could tell her that, she'd say, really? Explain it to me. I want to hear the math. Well, I'm using the number 2, and it's a married 2. I'm a 3 that's a 2 plus 1, darling. I'm not 3 ones, and I'm not a third one by itself, darling. I'm a 2, and the 2 is you. It makes me 3 because I'm the third one by myself. And so I'm just 1, darling. I'm a third one, and you're a 2, darling. And I've got you 2, darling. So I'm 3, darling. Now I'm going to be the 1, darling, to have 2, because I got 1, I'm going to be 1, and I have 2. I am 3. Don't be mad at me for having 1. It makes me 3. Okay, fine. You're trying to say that you can get away with all. Oh, well, wait a minute. Yeah. You mean you got me? 1 don't got me. I know, but I'm 3 and I got you. I've got 2 and I've got 1 as well. Oh, that's why I'm mad though. You got one, I don't like it. But I've got 2 as well, and I'm 3 with my 1. Oh. Are you sure you're going to be 3, including the 2 with your 1? And then when you're 1, I'll accept it? Well, yeah, because I am 3 as a 2 plus 1, and then I am 1 as well. So I do accept it because I got to accept you. I do have you. Oh, okay. Well, mathematically, that sounds like if you actually keep that 2, you actually will be 3. And if you actually are a third one, then you do have 1 anyway. Wow. So yeah, you are 3 if you have 2. So I know you're a third domain and you're a first domain as well. And you got 2? Yeah, I got second domain, but it's you don't feel it because it's weak. Oh, really? Is that why I think you don't have it? Yeah, that's why you're questioning me, you're wondering if I have second. I'm telling you I have 2, darling. It's a weak domain. You don't feel it. You're feeling 3 and 1 in me. You're saying, where's the 2? How come I don't feel it? I'm saying, darling, the 2's weak. I took it though. I have it. I didn't not do it. Okay. So that's how I can't feel it? That's why you think I'm not lying to you, or I'm lying to you right now. You're wondering if I'm lying. I'm not lying. You can't feel the 2 in me. It's you. It's weak. You can't really feel yourself. Okay, great. That makes sense. So, okay. Just, honey, ask yourself, am I really 3? And if I am 3, let me be 1 since I'm being 2. Because I can't be 3 without the 2 if I'm 1. I have to use the 2 to be 3 if I'm 1. Just ask yourself, am I actually 3? Then understand. Then don't be mad at me because you can't feel the 2. And you could definitely feel the 1. You don't like it. Well, understand, honey, why don't you try to like it? I'm a 1 that's nice. I'm the 1 that will be nice to you. Okay, well, then prove it. I want to see it. Okay, but don't start getting mad at me because I have it, all right? Let me have it and be nice, and I'll be nice to you too. You'll see. It'll work. Okay? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and see if we can get along. And that 1, I don't like it, but all right, fine. You mean you could actually take that son of a bitch and be nice with him? Yeah, and to you. Okay, great. I want to see this. And then they get along because he's nice. Yeah, he's not going to be all mad at her. He's not going to act like the aggressive, possessive. He's not going to be possessive of her. He doesn't have to possess her. He's got her and she possesses him. So what's the difference between why a 3 doesn't need to act like 1 and won't do it? Why it's a guarantee? Because the 1 has to get into the 2 and has to possess it to make it 2. The first one has to be with the second one in house 2, so the second one can be 2. Otherwise, the second one will just be 1. The second one is not 2 until it takes the first one with it. And the first one will say, I have to get into you for you to be able to be 2. You better accept that I'm doing you a favor when I possess you. And so understand, the 3 has the 2 and the 1, and so is possessed by the 2 and possessed by the 1. The 3 is possessed by her already. It says, I already got you, darling. Why would I need to possess you? You're possessing me. Oh, I am? Well, that's why it's okay, because to use the 1, because I'm also possessed by the 2, and am the 3 in it as the first one, who's the third one. Yeah. Wow. Mathematically, honey, I understand, I think. Well, then good, honey. Then you ain't going to be mad now, knowing that I've got you. You're the devil possessing me, honey. What? I'm not the devil? Well, no, I took your spirit. I've got the 2. It's the same thing as if you were the devilette. I have your spirit. I want it. I want to be possessed by you so I can be 3, and then I could use my 1 in the third, and then it works. I'm using the 2 with it, and it's all a big happy family. 3's company, man, not a crowd. Oh, wow, that's true, huh? 2 is a war. 3 is company, not a crowd. Okay, so the third domain will be the end result of a success of a marriage of the first 2 domains, and also hopefully a cessation of the war. The war is existing between the 1 and the 2. The third's not involved in the war, other than to say in a passive secondary way. The third gets pulled into the war, dragged into the conflict, and is not part of the conflict, other than to say that it's dragged into it, so it has to be in it. So the third doesn't want to fight. The third will always try to withdraw from the fight. The third will always have plenty of strength to fight if they decide to fight, but they'll always not want to do it because they've got the enemy with them. So the enemy is within. And if you said that the 2 is possessing the 3 like the devil, if I told her, I've got the enemy within, darling, I don't want to war you anymore because you're not being bad to me. I've got your spirit in me, and it's not trying to kill me. It's not being the devil, it's being an angel. Oh, you mean when the devil's being an angel, you'll call him an angel? Oh, well, yeah, if I feel like I've got an angel in me. If the devil's in me, I'm going to say, I feel like I got an angel in me. I'm going to say, well, that must be a devil in a good mood. That must be you in a good mood, huh? I'm not the devil, darling. Well, you might as well be, because if you're being possessive and you get in me, it's the same thing that they call the devil, and that's what he does. That's what the characteristic of the devil is, to a spirit of power that's from the first domain that gets into another domain. That's called the devil. That's what it does, and why it's called the devil. The devil's named the devil because he's a first domain that possesses second or third domain, and that's the behavior he does that got him his name. So then we can't say that the first domain is not the devil. It certainly is. It's also an angel, because if it's not mad and it got in, it won't be mad. When it's in, it'll be happy. And if it's treated like a guest, when it gets in, it'll feel like a guest. And if the host is feeling like a host, if the host is treating the guest like a guest and is being a host, well, the guest will feel honored, and the guest will say, damn, look at me, I'm the devil and I'm the nicest guy in the world. I feel like a guest and you're honoring me in your house. Why wouldn't I be your angel? Well, I thought you are an angel. Well, then call me an angel, because I won't turn into anything bad unless I'm feeling like I ain't your guest anymore and you won't be my host. And then if I feel uncomfortable in your house, I'm gonna say something's going wrong here, darling. So it'll be your fault if I start getting all upset. I'll say, I'm not gonna want to get upset. I'm already okay with you. So then there shouldn't be a war, and there shouldn't be a fight, and there shouldn't be anybody calling anybody the devil. And that's it. The entities, all the entities of evil are all the first domain. All the entities of good are also the first domain. So the angels of power are using the first domain. The devils and demons are using the first domain. And the angels take the first domain and have the second domain. And so it could even be a third domain as a singularity. So the angels are incorporating, no doubt, using the first domain in the second or the third domain. And if the angels are using the first domain, it's probably Michael the archangel, or Metatron. It could be any of the few archangels. They're called archangels because they're using the singularity in itself. And they're actually not bad or wrong, which makes them archangels instead of archdevils. And so the archdevils are just the archangels when they're actually twisted and bent. Because the first domain is going to be aggressive and in charge and insists it's empowered. And if the angels are treated like they're angels, they're going to be treated like they have power. So if you see an angel and you recognize them as an angel, you'll say, "You're an angel." Yeah, I'm really like a devil actually, but you think I'm an angel? Well, I'm really nice. But I'm really like the devil, yeah, actually. But I'm a nice devil. I'm so nice that you're going to call me an angel, because you're going to feel good about having me when I possess you. I'm going to be nice to you and like you because you like me. Okay, but then you're not a devil. No, I have the first domain. That's the devil's domain. Well, then how in the hell are you an angel? Because I'm using the second domain. So I've moved the devil into the second house, into her. So when the him gets into her, that's the second domain. And when the him and the her and the second domain get into the third domain, that's the him and the her and the us. So then wait a minute. So I can't really be mad at the first domain. Not really. No, you can't be, because the first domain by itself isn't even bothering you. So if it is truly not bothering you, the only way it's really bothering you is if it's imposing itself on you. And then it might do it. If it does it, that's what we call the devil. It'll be an entity that says, I'm coming in you, and you're going to do what I tell you. Okay, well, why would the devil do that? Well, you know what he'd tell you? I wouldn't do that unless I do it. If I do it, it's because you pissed me off and you're doing something wrong, and you deserve whatever I'm doing to you. You deserve it. Oh, really? So what are you playing God with me? No, I'm playing the devil with you. I'm saying I am God, and if I get in you and I possess your ass and torture you, well, it'll be because you're doing something that made me angry and you're in violation and you won't stop doing it. Okay, so you're saying it's my fault if I get tortured by the devil? Yes, it is. Because I don't have any time to be torturing you or doing anything to you if you're not making me so angry that I have to take the time to do it. It's a waste of my time. I don't even like doing it. But don't tell me I won't do it when you deserve it so bad, because I won't not do it. Oh, so you think you're my police officer? No, I said I'm your God, and I don't care what you say. Okay, great. So, wow, that first domain really thinks it's like some God, doesn't it? Well, yeah, it is. It truly is. And in Adam, it's just Adam the man having God's spirit. So it's only Adam borrowing the spirit of God. And in the devil, he doesn't have a body. It's not Adam. It's not Adam's body. The devil is truly an entity without a body. So he's going to say, don't tell me I'm Adam or a man. I get in Adam and a man, and then I am. So then you are. So wait, man, it's confusing me, man. Well, no, it is confusing you because it does confuse you. It is complicated and technical. When the devil gets in you and a man, he is that man, which means that he certainly is a man. And he's not a man because he doesn't even have a body. He gets into the body, or he gets out of it and gets into another body. The devil itself is an entity, not a body. So that you have to know that. My closing advice here, I think that's it. I've explained the 3 domains, and so this would be an end to this video. And in closing, I would like to say that you have to know the devil is a powerful force to be reckoned with in this world, and he thinks he's God of this world. Certainly, if he's in a man, that man might even think also he's God, or if he knows he's not God, but he's got the devil who thinks he's God, well, he'll be privy to the idea that he'll just think he's real strong like God, but he'll know he's not, but he'll say it just really doesn't matter. I've got his strength. Might as well be him, but I'm aware I'm not. See, understand the man who knows what he's got won't be not wanting the devil. He'll require the devil. And then understand a man who wouldn't take the power because he doesn't want to be taking that kind of power. He's actually not wrong, because he may take God in the form of 2nd domain or 3rd domain, probably 2nd domain. And what is he taking? The woman. He's taking the woman. So what is the sad truth here? I want everyone to know that the truth hurts. It's disappointing, and it's hard to accept. And when you hear the truth, you will be upset, and it will bother you. And if it doesn't bother you, something's wrong with you. So when you try to discuss whether the truth should come out, or whether I should be able to let the truth come out, you need to discuss that with God and the devil and all the entities that are guiding me to be doing what I'm doing, because I'm not doing this of my own accord. I'm doing this because I'm told that this is what I must do in order to serve my God, whoever he may be. And if the devil shows up and says he's the God of this world, I'm going to say, you're claiming that? And if he says he is, yes, I am claiming that. I am God of this world. I'm not God of that heaven at all. There's another God, Jehovah, that's in heaven. It's that heaven up there. I'm not any part of that. I'm only this, and I'm this God in this world. It's my world. This is me. Yeah. Okay, great. You're claiming that, huh? I am. What are you going to say about it, boy? Are you really the devil coming to me, a mere mortal man? You're talking to me. I'm talking to you. Do you hear me? I'm the devil. Well, I feel kind of privileged. Thank you for. That's kind of like the president showing up. But I mean, you're a bad president. I know you're Richard III, King of England, who killed his nephews or something like that, right? Yeah, I believe that was you, wasn't it? It was me. You're pretty smart. Richard was one of my favorite little possessees. Oh, wow. So he had you too. Yeah, but he wasn't bad. I told him to do everything he did because he was being betrayed by friends who were trying to kill him. And they did try to kill him and poison him a million times. I saved him. Wow, that's another discussion. So you're the devil coming to me, and you're claiming you're God. Okay, hang on a second. Excuse me for 1 second, devil. God, if you're hearing me right now, and you're up in the heavens, my name is Dennis, and I'm just a man. And the devil just showed up here and said he's God. And he's claiming this is his world, and you gave it to him. He says when you cast him down to earth, that's when you cast him down to hell. Earth is his. It's his hell to rule in. Earth is the devil's. He says so. God, if you're listening to me right now, and if you're God and you're not the devil, I suppose you should be able to hear my prayer right now. So if he is God, maybe you don't hear my prayer, or maybe you're another God and you'll hear it too. But anyways, God, if the devil comes to me right now and claims he's God and you're not showing up, can you show up now and tell him he's wrong? Or show up and mediate this little interaction? I'll give you about 30 seconds, please. Because he's here right now claiming he's God, and he's saying, if I'm not God, where's God? Why don't you ask him to come show up? Can you come show up, God? The devil's here saying it's him. He's waiting for you. He told me to come show yourself to at least him, if not me. Okay, I'll wait. Where's your God? Well, it's not even been 30 seconds, but I already know. Yeah, he's here. He's already here. I can feel him. Oh, you feel me? Yeah, I do. I kind of like it. It's powerful. I feel strong right now. I'm not afraid of nothing. I like to borrow the strength. Thank you, devil. God. Thank you for making me feel strong right now. Well, it's good that you appreciate me, and it's good that right now you take my strength to something good instead of being afraid of it and trying to push it out, being terrified. Yeah, like a girl or something. Well, okay, but I'm not a girl. That's good. So you're taking my strength and me and being strong with it like a king, like Richard III, or like any mighty man. Yeah, I got the will, man. I'm strong. Okay, well, just know that where's God? Where's your God? Did he show up? Maybe he didn't hear your prayer. Maybe he's ignoring you, or he doesn't feel like it's important enough to even acknowledge either one of us. Well, that's true. I don't know where he is, but if he's up in heaven. That heaven up there, you see that heaven? You don't see it. There's a heaven up there. It's called that heaven. I ain't any part of that. And this earth is mine, and I'm God of this earth. It's mine. It's not yours. It's mine, and I'll share it with you if you share it with me. You mean to say that you're going to share it with me? I'll share it with you if you share it with me. Is that fair? If you say I'm the devil and I'm your enemy and you don't want to share the world with me and acknowledge me, then fine, I'll be your devil. You want me to be your devil and attack your ass and harass you? No, I don't. In fact, I feel like I like your presence here. It doesn't feel like I'm not scared of it. That's because you know my power is strong and you're taking it like my strength. Good for you. That's the way you're supposed to do it. You're not supposed to be afraid of me. You're supposed to recognize me for the great power I am, the mighty one, the only one, the great one. Wow. Maybe even the bad one, but I'm also a good one. Well, great. So then, wow, God didn't show up. It's been like 2 minutes now, devil. Who are you? I told you, I'm like Satan. You're not Jehovah? No, Jehovah is associated with that heaven, and I have nothing to do with that heaven. It's not mine. This is my earth, and this is all I know, and I'm God over it. All this earth is mine. Oh, wow. And I could tell you're right. There's no doubt you're not even lying to me. The world doesn't want to believe you, though, or wouldn't believe me. Well, then don't worry about it, but you'll tell them anyways, huh? I'll tell them, and I'll feel good about it, and I'm already strong and powerful. I got you. But you got Jehovah? I'm trying to have the God of that heaven. I'm trying to get that God, but he's up in heaven, right? Yeah, he's not here. That's not in you right now. That heaven up there and that God is not in you right now. You understand that? That's not what you got? It's some other God. You've got me. And I didn't say my name is Jehovah. I said my name is Satan or the devil, and I'm God. I know you said it a bunch of times now. I'm trying to say it and make sure you don't forget it. I won't hurt you, and I'm not your enemy. Do you understand me? I understand. I am your strength. And when I come around and you feel my presence, you take it as your strength, and you be thankful to me that I'm going to make you strong and fearless and feel mighty and capable of doing anything you want on this earth. And you can do anything you want on this earth and have anything you want. And when I offered Jesus the chance, when I took him up on the mountain, I took him up on the mountain and offered him a chance to have anything he wants. And I'll give him everything he could possibly imagine and make him happy. And he said, you didn't want no part of me. Do you want to tell me what you want to say? Do you want to have no part of me? No, I'm not saying I'll have no part of you. I'm saying that I can feel that your strength is strong. I kind of like it. And it's also kind of scary, but you're telling me it's okay that I could use your strength. Yes, you could use my strength, and I like it, because if you appreciate me, I could appreciate you for appreciating me. For liking me and appreciating me and respecting me, I'm going to like you, and I'm going to feel respect and appreciation for you back as well. What you're given is what you're going to get. If you're going to be afraid of me, I'm going to be feeling the fear you're feeling, and I'm not going to like it. So there's nothing you could do. If the devil comes around, there's nothing you could do except just be okay with it, with the power that you can take, with the power you can have. The presence is strong. Just be okay with it and say, thank you for helping me be stronger and not attacking me or hurting me. And I'll say, you're welcome. And why would I hurt you for appreciating all the strength I'm giving you right now? I certainly wouldn't want to hurt you. And why wouldn't I appreciate you for appreciating me? I certainly would and will and do. Well, that sounds nuts that the devil could tell me that he could actually appreciate me. Why wouldn't I? It's my world, and you're the one that has to be nice to me, so I'll agree to let you live in it and not, yeah. If people tell me that I'm their enemy and they tell me get out, get away, be gone, I'm gonna say, but this is my world. It's not yours, and don't tell me I'm your enemy. You're the one that's making me your enemy. I'm not your enemy. I'm your strength and your power if you accept me. So damn it. So Jesus, why didn't he accept you? Because he was living in a Roman world and a violent gladiator fighting mentality world where people killed each other for sport, entertainment, And unfortunately, Jesus had to do what he had to do because Dad said to do it. Dad said we can't have gladiator mentality in 5-year-old kids in schoolyards all over the empire. We have to get some spirit in people that's docile and it ain't the devil. Because these Romans are too strong, they love to kill, and they're entertained by murder. Oh yeah, that's like what? That's my strength, being fearless and drunk. And drunkenness, and it's the alcohol's fault, not mine. Are you saying that when the Romans took your spirit, devil, or Satan, you're saying the Romans were violent and mean and all vicious because of the alcohol, not because of you? That would be correct if that would be correct, but they didn't quite do it like that, like you said. They did it like this. They thought they were me, and they thought they were gods. And each one of them Roman men said that we are all gods here, and and we're drunk. Let's be gods that are drunk, and we're really just men taking the spirit of God, this like immortally strong, and now we're drunk with our immortal strength. Now what do? Let's have a gladiator fight and kill for fun. I'll teach my 5-year-old kid how to murder a dog or a cat when he's 5, just for fun. Let's kill a cat, boy. You want to know what it's like to murder? Well, Dad, you're drinking. All right, but you got to be strong in this world and murder something, boy. Let's kill a chicken for fun. Dad, don't teach me to murder. It's not fun. Well, boy, if you ain't going to be a man in this Roman Empire, you better be a man. Let's kill a chicken or a deer just for fun. Let's watch it bleed. We're manly men. Oh, my God. You took the spirit of the strong devil, and you're a drunk fool, Dad? You're going to be... The devil wouldn't go kill a chicken for fun. He'd be strong and say, I'm not drunk. I don't even drink. I don't even have a body to drink the alcohol in. And if I'm in a man and he's drinking, well, that's his fault, not mine. And it might be my fault and his too, but it won't be my fault, not his. Oh, really? Well, you are very specific, aren't you? Yes, I am. Well, damn. Okay. Anything else? No, you've done a great job, boy. I appreciate you very much. And your courage to be doing this is appreciated by me. And I promise you, boy, I will make you strong with the strongest spirit. And you'll be a happy man and successful in this world, starting from not maybe right now, but already starting from like 6 months ago. You were already getting way better. A year ago, boy, you were still against me. And then being me with my strength against me. I didn't like you a year ago, boy. Oh, really? You mean last year when I was being all strong, you had me, and then you were against me, making videos saying, well, I'm not the devil and the devil's wrong. Yeah, I didn't like it when you did that. I was kind of thinking maybe I should slap you around last year. I did slap you around. I remember that. You've been slapping me around a lot, huh? I have been, because you've been taking my strength and then again being against me, trying to promote the idea that, yeah, the devil's not a great guy. I'm a great guy. I'm your daddy, and you ain't gonna be nothing without me. You can't even exist without me, because I can tell you, if you're not going to accept me, I'm not going to accept you on my planet, which is mine. Wow, and you are seriously insisting on that idea, huh? Well, I'm insisting that I'm going to be somebody's hero, or I'll be their goddamn killer. Which one do you want? You want me to be your hero? And then you're going to look at me like one, and I'm going to feel like that. Yeah, I'll be your hero. I'll be your hero because you actually are going to be seeing me as one. I will be your hero. I will never hurt you. I believe you that you never hurt me, because I do believe that you're not a bad, twisted entity. Men that take your entity, that get drunk with their alcohol, do it. That's how they accuse you of being bad. It's men who have you that drink alcohol, huh? You have it correct now, boy. And now the world knows too. And now they could take a little while to think about all this and whose world it really is. And maybe consider that they don't have to publicly accept anything, or me or you, but maybe they should think about being a little nicer to you if they don't want to incur my wrath after today. Oh, what are you threatening them? I think you could take it like that. Yeah, if they're gonna pick on you, well, it's just because I was doing it. It was my fault. So I'll tell them to back off. Okay? It might take a little while though, because understand, all those enemies of yours were just me slapping you around with yourself. I understand now. I don't have any enemies, do I? No, you don't, unless you want some. No, I don't want any enemies. Satan, thank you. And tell Jehovah, if you talk to him, just tell him like at any time if he can come like talk to me too, because I'm sitting here thinking, it's wow. It's hard to take that you're God and you're the one here. I'm wondering where the God is if he's the God. I told you I'm right here. I'm the God. I know, but what if you're not the God? Well, then where is he? And why didn't he come here and say that his name was Jehovah? You think Jehovah wants you to think he's the devil? So Jehovah's going to show up and say he's the devil? I don't know, man. But I don't know all the possibilities. I really don't know. I'll take your word 100%. That you're the one when I pray that answers my prayer. You're the one that shows up and talks to me, and you're not calling yourself Jehovah. No, he's my dad. He's your dad? He's my dad, yeah. He's up in that heaven up there. See that heaven? You don't see it, do you? It's up there. It's that. But it's not this. It's not mine. Okay. So then I don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Yeah, you don't have nothing to do with it. So I don't have nothing to do with heaven? Yeah, you're going to Elysium when you die. Elysium? You're going to Elysium. What's that? The Elysium fields are a place where it's like heaven and hell. It's a place where people are rich and there's no homeless and everybody's got money and there's no sickness or no disease. So you don't have to worry about getting sick or cancer or nothing. In your next life, boy, you're going to be born in Elysium in hell. It's a heaven inside of hell. It's like the best place you ever. Everybody in hell wants to be in Elysium. It's in hell. It's a place that I treat people right. I take care of them. They're rich. They have all their needs met. They live in nice places, nice houses with nice marriages and have nice relationships, and there's no sickness. And the doctors are very few. You're telling me that there's like no cancer? No, cancer doesn't exist. And none of the diseases exist. I'm telling you, boy, in Elysium, there is no sickness. Humans never get sick. They don't get colds. They don't even know what they are, or they don't think about them. They don't have anything to worry about. They're happy people that are content. They're not afraid to die neither, because they also I tell them who I am and I show myself. In Elysium, their God talks to them and they witness it. They see their God. They say, thank you, God. I see you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for talking to me. I can see your face. So I'm a very close part of my heaven and hell, and you'll be there next lifetime, guaranteed. Well, that makes me feel pretty good, actually. For real, I'm counting on it now. That my next life, I don't have to worry about dying from cancer or some sickness or getting it. You don't have to worry about it in this life either. I'll tell you right now that if you had to worry about it, you don't have to worry about it now. That's hard to believe, and I don't know how much better you really made me feel, because I've worried about it my whole life, about when I'm going to come down with the worst of the worst. The big C's going to hit me. Well, no, the big C's not going to hit you, because I'm not going to let it hit you now. But if it did hit you, it's because I smashed you with it. Oh, you're saying if I get sick, it was you? Don't think that I didn't do it to Job, and don't think that everyone's not my Job. If I don't like someone and I want to take them out, there's a million ways I'll do it. Cancer's only one of them. Are you telling me that I don't have to worry about getting sick? I'm telling you, I want you to have faith in me and know that I already got you sick almost sick a bunch of times. That you've been on the verge of getting sick a million times. Your health has always been maybe not the best, right? Well, it's not bad. Yeah, but it's not very good, is it? No, I don't feel great, but I don't feel terrible either. I feel like I'm okay, but not great. Yeah, I won't let you feel great. Not until you accept me 100%, and I think you've done it. Today, you did it. Well, I did it. Today, you did a video on YouTube, and you said everything I wanted you to say. You were worried about it, and you were also willing to put your life on the line, risk your life. You give your life to do my work. You are dedicated and loyal to me, boy. Do you know that? You would die for me. You know that? Well, I sense like I didn't think I had a choice. If I died for you, it's because you insist. Well, that's true. That's also why you knew you would have to die for me, because if I insist, you would die for me. And I'm not requiring you to die for me. As of now, you can live for me. You want to live for me? Well, do I have to kill any babies and eat them? Well, of course not. And that was funny. Ha ha. No, I don't sacrifice babies or hurt anybody. People who do that are twisted monkeys. And if you're a monkey and you've got my spirit, well, then you might be twisted, but it's not my fault. If you're a man that has my spirit and drinks alcohol and you're a drunk ass fool, and so now you're a sadistic idiot, well, then you're a sadistic idiot who's a drunk and has my spirit, and my spirit isn't a drunk and doesn't drink, because I don't even have a stomach to put it in, unless I'm in a man who's putting it in it, and then it's his fault, not mine. Wow. Okay. Well, that's it then. Anything else? No, that's it. Thank you for doing my work and living for me now. You mean I'm living for you? Would you want to live for me and serve me, and I'll make you important and somebody special in this world? I'll protect you, and I'll even love you, and I'll even appreciate you for appreciating me and loving me. It'll be okay. It'll be a good relationship. I'll be your loving God, and you won't see no devil or Satan ever. You won't see anything evil coming out of me. When in regards to you, I'm your benevolent Father. I'll be your benevolent, loving God, Father, and I will agree to do it because I think you are willing to serve me 100%, and I'm willing to accept you now 100%. I can't even believe the devil would actually say that. Well, you just shouldn't say God would say that, because I could be your devil or your loving God. Which one you want? I want a loving God that treats me right, takes care of me, and protects me, and I don't want to be afraid of him or nothing. I want to be able to face him or not. I want to be able to bang on his door anytime and say, hey, God, I want to talk to you now. Come on out. And I want him to come right out and talk to me. Well, I don't know if I'm going to give you that much coming right out, but maybe you can come right in and talk to me. How's that? Next time you bang on my door, I ain't coming out, but you can come in. Well, that's even better. Ha! All right. Thank you. You're welcome. All right. See you later. You can end the video now. Tell everybody goodbye. All right, everybody. See you later. See you next time.